Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel. My name is Diana, and this channel name is Life is What You Manifest. And yes, there are triple eights because I do believe in numerology, and you'll probably see it like maybe on my banner or something, but 888 is for abundance. So I just want an abundance of all good things, and but you do have to manifest a lot of those things. So I posted, like, I went kind of ham because I had so much stuff, like new stuff that was happening to me, that happened to me, that I accomplished on my own or by myself. And I wanted to share it with you guys in hopes that it would reach even one person, to give them a little inspiration that things can, change, things can be done. And yeah, uh, I think the most important video, though, I did put on members only, because I just don't want just anybody to be able to click it. And that will be a deterrent for them, having to spend money. I might even like level it up, just, because if you really know me and care about me and want to know truly what's going on, either you know me from real life, or you would be willing to spend your money on something that is positive, because professionally it will have to come down eventually. So but I was just so inspired by the things that I had accomplished and have accomplished, and I felt like I needed to kind of spread the word in my own way. And this is kind of like this platform is a little bit more quieter for me. I don't want to just post it on Instagram and Facebook, and for certain people that really don't care to see, and to possibly whatever, So you have to kind of really pick and choose what you say online and what you share, because it's just not for everybody to know. However, sorry, I did, you know, in this video explain how my past had came back to kind of haunt me, and I needed to take care of that in order to move on in life. So with that came a couple of actual opportunities. Um, it took a little time to get to that main event, let's say. Um, and it's funny because yesterday I had a little bit of a mental crack. I was kind of like, between, you know, for us girlies, the time of the month, the hormones, and then there was just kind of like a lot going on in my head. Like, I have to do this, I have to do that. This is coming up, and I hope that I get this opportunity, because, it's where I found out all the information for, and I studied so hard, and I went to school, and I finished, and I'm almost at the stretch of completely completing the program. And I just really want to get into this internship. And so I just got all this stuff on my mind. I really don't get to see my significant other, who is basically, he's my partner. And, once we are a little bit more financially, he's way more financially stable than I am, but he can't do it all on his own, not in this economy. So we have no choice but to reckon as much money as we can. He's been saving for years. And he's been by my side for years, uh, just shy of a decade. So he's been through ups and downs and triumphs. And he said to me this morning, he goes, Diana, you went up against a um a district attorney, someone that she's a lawyer, she's a DA. This is what she does. They are there to knock you down. They are there to slaughter you. They are there to make you look bad. They are there to make sure you don't get what you want, right? And as he was talking, I listened, and you know, um, he he had made this comment about, she had asked me a certain question, and it was a quite personal question, and she had to tread lightly, because, and I did say this in my video, that really it didn't bear, like, I was the defendant in the it's not even a case, it's a hearing. um so I was the defendant, which meant that I bear the burden of proof to completely have the judge see it my way. I needed to show them that I went to school, that I completed it, that I graduated, and then that the New York State Office of Mental Health Board gave me my provisional certification. And now I can go ahead and get a job and spend X amount of hours under supervision, and then I will be fully certified to do the position in its entirety all by myself, wherever I want. And that was, one of the things that I had accomplished in the interim of waiting for the court dates to come and all of that. I also had started this process by myself. I did all the research, found all the documents, printed all the documents, filled it all out, made sure I double, triple checked, went in front of a notary, paid the notary, submitted it, paid the Suffolk County clerk to file it. I did everything that typically you would hire a lawyer for. But it didn't seem like it was like that serious or rocket science. I mean, look, they gave you the website, they gave you the documents to print, fill them out properly, send them to this address with a money order in this amount, and it will be filed. And then you send a copy letting your district attorney know that you have subpoenaed the court, and extra, extra, extra. So I had did all of that. So really, a lawyer could have litigated for me, like could have spoke for me, but it would have never been the same as coming out of my mouth, right? So this is something that was 14 years ago. I had made a mistake by trusting someone, but yet it was still my mistake, right? I should have known better not to trust anybody, not to play, well, I want to help. I know what that's like. Oh my God. It was none of my place to play doctor, to do any of that. So I hold, I hold that part of the accountability. Would I have been there if this young man didn't have an atrocious amount of charges and was just pulling at anybody he could to try to get himself out of trouble? 99.9% no, but it is what it is. So I went through it. I took it on the chin. My mother, paid for a lawyer to try to get me the best scenario possible, and it was what it was going to be, and it that's just how it was. And so you couldn't make a move for like 10 years to get any sort of like good conduct letter or anything like that, right? So 10 years goes by, I'm working menial jobs, you know, jobs that don't really do background checks, things like that. And so it never really affected me. I've always been really good with money and saving money. So it wasn't really affecting me. But then came, getting older, the pandemic, and wanting to do other things in my life. I've always wanted to work in the health field. And I've said this in my other videos. So the bottom line is that once I seen there was an opportunity for a job that, number one, recruited me, sought me out, and I went through all the hoops to get it. And the one thing that hung me up was something was coming up on my background check. They couldn't tell me what, but something was coming up. I literally said to him, look, I am in the midst of trying to figure out what is what. And he told me, look, if you have paperwork, come and show me. We'll try to see what we can do. Da 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 da. Da. I said, look, can we put this on pause? Let me get through this with the courts, and I will go ahead and contact you at a later date. Thank you so much for your understanding and your time. Done. So I knew right then I needed to not only come up with a backup plan in case this doesn't, this plan that I had in my head wasn't going to work out for me, but that I needed to really get on this. Like, okay, it's been 10 years plus 4 years. So now I felt like good conduct letter, like anybody could write me a good conduct letter. Anybody could run my name and see she hasn't been in any sort of trouble with anything for 14 plus years. That right there, to me, I would say, okay, that's pretty impressive. It's clear you've turned your life around. So I didn't even go that route. I wasn't going to go. In New York State, we don't have expungement. You get a good, what's called a relief of disabilities, which is a good conduct letter, letting them know you haven't been in trouble since such and such a time and da da da. Or you can go for a motion to seal your record. So that's what I did, because I figured, look, I am 14 years in this. I have not seen a cop. I have not committed a crime. I have been way, way beyond that lifestyle. And excuse my hair, guys, it's still like a little damp. I'm way beyond that. You know what I mean? I'm way beyond. There's a little glare. And I want to move forward from this. So I did my research. I got every document that was requested. I, you know, sent it here, sent it there, sent a copy here, got it notarized, this, that, the third, sent the money, had it filed, boom, had a court date. And he did offer me, and again in that video it explains more, but the bottom line is I went to see him, and it's like a one-shot deal. You go in, your judge is there to listen to the two of you. So you're essentially the defendant, and it's, in my state, the penal code is 16059 for a motion to seal. And then there was the assistant district attorney. She also is obviously a lawyer. You can't be a lawyer. You can't be an assistant DA without being a lawyer. And I gotta say, she was a stern looking woman, but not a intimidating looking woman. Uh, she was prepared, but she wasn't coming at me with daggers. And again, if you watch the video, I explain a little bit more. So the bottom line is there was one specific question, and my boyfriend said, it was just amazing how your posture changed. Like, cause I was shaking, knees were ready to buckle. He's like, your back went up, your head went up, and you looked her dead in the face and said, yes, I am. And I was like, oh my God. And that made me feel really good. And, that just happened in the beginning of January. So, I'm just trying to soak all this in, see what kind of time I have to wait, or if at all, for it to hit the system so I can go ahead and apply for certain jobs. Then, in the interim, before of all of that, I decided, let me see if there's any other options. So I might have mentioned this in this other video, but I'll do it real quick. So there was a friend of mine from high school who got into some things, whatever, and he has to follow probation. And so he had posted like a flyer about certified um, peer recovery advocate specialists. And I'm like, wow, you have to have lived experience. You don't have to have an associate's. They actually want you to have lived experience. Mental health is included, addiction is included. And I'm like, wow, I've lived with an alcoholic. My entire family has worked with mental health in some form or fashion. Like, I'm talking 40, 50 family members have worked in the field. I myself have worked in the field. I myself suffer from anxiety and some traumatic events. And there's just things, I have plenty of lived experience, right? So I felt like this was no coincidence. Like this, so I did a little research because that was for New York City, and I don't spend enough time to qualify for the program for the New York City program. So I said, let me see what I can find on Long Island. So I was able to find Hands Across Long Island, and I've been going back and forth with this gentleman named David. He sought me through literally, God bless him. He sought me through from the beginning to the end. He said, look, sent me every link, every single thing I was going to need. Sign up here. If you get accepted, you're going to start. This is the term date. This is when it ends. You need X amount of credits. These are the 13 core courses that you need. And I just, went, and I had some extra time on my hands, and I was able to complete it early. And then you, from there, need to take that certification, your diploma, your completion, and you need to send that with 3 peer references, not like your doctor or your mom or your boyfriend or anything like that. Peer, only peers. And so it was a little challenging, but I have some things in my life and some people in my life that I can relate to and can relate to me. And so they were more than willing to write letters on my behalf that I would be excellent at this type of position. And I sent in my transcript, my uh, diploma, um, my 3 references to New York State Office of Mental Health. And yeah, January, like when I tell you January 3rd or 2nd, it was like 2 days prior to me going to court to figure out how that was going to pan out. I got um the letter in the mail and the my certification document. And I'm like, one more thing I can bring. Like, look, not only did I complete the school, but I was granted the certification. So, of course, that was one more thing that went in my folder that was considered, um, you know, burden of proof to show him, look, I'm not just like doing nothing. I'm trying to get better, and I want to better others like thyself to not be in this same setting, not be in my shoes. So that's how I led the conversation. It was very short. I kept it sweet. I got right to the point. I never held my head down. I never slouched. That was key. I felt very strong about the points that I was making. My first and foremost point was remorse, again, in that video. And yeah, so hearing it today from my partner just reiterated, like, look, if you can do that, because the stats, especially in the state of New York, it's almost like that never happens. It just never happens. Either people just have such horrible crimes, or they have multiple crimes and then they don't qualify, and or they just stay stuck in the cycle, in the loop, and they never get a chance to break out of it and try to better themselves. And God didn't keep me here through some bad spots if I wasn't meant to be doing something with my life that could make me feel good and could possibly help someone. So that is, my little motivation for you guys, is that even if you're feeling down, like I said yesterday, the toilet had broke, the valve had broke, and that is literally what set me off. It wasn't the toilet valve. It was just a multitude of things. and when you can be aware of that, that's key. Otherwise, then you need to see, you know, I'm not a professional, but I would say you need to see some outside support, maybe even if it's just going to a group session or whatever it may be, in online counseling or whatever. But if you are getting in that realm, then maybe you need to see someone. I just felt like, look, my legs were hurting. I was outside freezing Friday morning. I had to do some volunteer work, and I needed to get online so I can get in and get out early, because volunteer work does count towards um, the certified peer recovery program. And I guess from my legs contracting so much from being cold, I went to sit down on the toilet, and it took like 2 days. And I'm like, oh my God, what was I doing? Squats for the last 2 days straight? It was just horrible. And then my stomach was not feeling well prior to that, all week, on and off. And I do need to see a doctor and see what's going on with that. And so that scares me, because then that means blood work and MRI and I don't know what other kind of tests. And I'm not really looking forward to it. And then, of course, I'm ready to start my PMDD. Ladies, don't you love it? And yeah, it's just like I need a break. I need a break. The toilet was the last straw. I'm like, oh my God. I knew that Nick wanted to take Poppy, and his brother and his nephew were, going from upstate. They were meeting in Jersey for the Italian soccer game in Ecuador. And Poppy's never been to one, here. And he just beat cancer. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. Thank you, God, for this, for the second time. But like, this is it. This is it. I know this is it. So I just wanted him to get out of here and get on the road. And I'm like, and I kind of had a little bit of a break. I think my bunny fell here. So, this is a bunny I got at Dollar Tree. And then I took one of their fabrics and I made him a little suit, one of their ribbons, and made him a little bow tie. And I just put him on one of my little decorative pillows when I make the bed. So anyway, yeah, it's a little bit of a long video, but I kind of wanted to catch you guys up to speed. I'm working on some junk journaling. My dad's birthday passed. My dad is passed on. So I did a little, he always loved his cars. So I just did a little spread of, an old car, and then a little quote from a book that I found. 53 is the year he was born in. I know it looks like it's an upside down 23, but it's 53. And then that at the bottom is actually a paper clip with two little, like there's a pocket right there with that blue writing, which is a little sentiment I wrote to my dad. The 10th is his birthday. And then on the page prior to it is just the other side, and there's a pocket in here. I don't know what I'm going to put in here. Oh, do I have anything in there? There's a pocket in here, and then I just have it clipped to a bigger pocket, and it kind of just matches what I have in the back. So I'm just working on my journal when I can, and that keeps my head going. And I'll be doing my Easter spread, for the next day or two. And yeah. It looks like I might be doing a collaboration with a label maker, which I'm interested in, because I would like to, ooh, I got a bunch of these cases, right? Yeah. And I put a lot of the Tim Holtz stuff, but they don't hold much. But I'm going to keep them anyway, because some of them are just flat pieces. So it'd be nice to get the tag out of there, which takes, it's bulk. So if I can debulk it and then just label it, sorry for the loud noise. Hope you didn't have earphones in. Label it what it is, it'd be nice. There's actually like a spot on the side. There's a spot on the front, a spot on the top. The back has a little bit of a seam, so that's not going to work. But I would like to also, my big 12 by 12 cases. So take a look at my channel. Your best bet is to just subscribe to my channel so you'll be updated when I post, because I do post other things. Obviously, a lot of lifetime updates. Sometimes I share flip throughs of different paper crafts I make, which is a lot of junk journaling, and of course DIYs that I build. And I'm looking forward to seeing what this company is about. I'm not going to name them yet. I just sent them my final email letting them know the ins and outs, and make sure, because I'm not getting any money. Essentially, they want to send me the product for me to review it, and I want to see exactly how it works, because and I also want to make sure that there's no monetary exchange here, like I owe you nothing. So basically, you're giving me this, I'm going to test it out, and then for promotion you want me to make a video, and I get it. But if it's, then I'm going to have to tell them, send a label, you can have it back. But I went on their website and it looks like they have some pretty good stuff. So be on the lookout for that, because if you're organizing, it could be an affordable way for you to make labels, aside from, I mean, we all can just make labels. But for me, I have a lot of little things. So, and yeah, I do have some gut health going on, which I've had going on for many, many, many years now, at least 5 or 6 years. So I was doing well about a year and a half ago, and not extremely well, but better than I had been. Um, and then I was okay for a while, and then I don't know, things started getting funky again. Um, Dairy ice cream is out for me. I drink Silk. Um, I eat gelato on the weekend, maybe one gelato. Sometimes I don't even finish it. Um, I don't know, and I'm kind of afraid of, what kind of tests it look. I can do blood work, an MRI, but I don't know what kind of tests they're going to want to do. So I take probiotics every day. I take my vitamins every single day. High potency vitamin B, high potency vitamin D, because I don't get a lot of vitamin D in the sun. Biotin, so my nails grow, because I do my own nails. Which I'm trying to, slowly perfect. So I need that strength in my nails. Folic acid for my, um, I feel like my lucky number is probably going to be 42. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe even earlier. So I don't know. I'm not eating a bunch of junk. I eat fiber. I don't drink any soda, because I don't have the ability to burp easy. I don't have the ability to TMI. I just can't burp. Gas is just not coming out, and that causes extreme pain. So I'm doubled over in pain, and all I drink is water. So I found these electrolyte. Now these are two. Oh, this one's only 21. That's weird. This is only 21, 1.3 in pint. I thought the other ones are bigger. Well, anyway, so there's, if you drink the whole thing, it's a little bit with sugar, but everything else, it's got like low calories. It's very light. It's not sweet. You don't have to get the 0 unless you're diabetic and you have no choice, but I don't know how good is what's going on in there. But at any rate, I'm trying to work on my gut health because I'm scared to go through all these different tests that I know my doctor's she's very thorough, she's very stern, and she's gonna throw me through the ringer. So I gotta try to figure out what I can do on my own, but I don't know what else to do. Probiotics, eat fiber, and look, it's not just about eating a head of lettuce and drinking a ton of water. I need to start moving more, because I do a lot of things from home. And so that's not good. But I'm up and down, 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 like constantly. And then I do some specific stretches and workouts. So I am moving this area. So I don't know. But I'm going to see the extra errands that I have to run this week. I'm going to take my time, not rush, and eat a little bit lighter and see if it makes a difference because I really dread on going through all of this. So, yeah, I mean, it could be much, much worse, but it's getting worse, and I don't want to have to go through any of that. And I hope that there's nothing really wrong. So we'll just have to wait and see. But I thank you guys for coming on here. If you have made it this far, because this was a long one, Melly, don't worry. Your package is going out Thursday in the afternoon. I'm probably going to make it right before they close, so it probably won't really go out till Friday. But I did not forget your little present. But if you did make it to this far, comment below. Comment below 333. And I will see you guys in the next one. Thank you. Share if this would help someone that you know. And don't forget, give this video a thumbs up. If I don't at least get like 50 views in a couple of days and like 10 likes, then I don't know, I'm gonna cry. Because I kind of try to think these things out and, I try to open this up. But let me know what other kind of content. Do you guys want to see what I'm doing in my journals? Do you want to like do flip throughs of smaller projects? Do you want to see me do and make a little something? What is it that you like from me per se? What would you like to see me do? So, all right, guys, comment below, like, subscribe, turn on the bell. All those things must be necessary if you made it this far to comment 333. And then we will see in 3 days. Let's do 3 days. In 3 days, if we got 33 views and at least 13 likes and at least 3 comments, I may just do something a little tiny special. So, all right, guys, thank you so much for watching. Blessings to all of you. Take care. Be kind to each other. And I will see you guys in the next one. I actually have a video coming behind this. So, all right, guys. Ciao.